Praise the Lord, everybody, and welcome to Victorious Ministries International. The senior pastor of this house is Pastor Tony Smith. This is the year of supernatural healing. Thank you for being a part of our worship service on today. On social media, we would love for you to like, to share, to comment, and stay engaged with us all service long. Please remember, if you don't sow, we will not grow. Take the time, go to our website at PastorTonySmith.com. Joining us, we thank you so much for being a part of our worship service on today. Be sure to like, to share, to comment, and stay engaged with us all service long. Come on, everybody. We are gearing up to hear and worship the Lord our God. Let's enter into this sanctuary. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. We welcome you to Victorious Ministries International. The senior pastor of this house is Pastor Tony Smith. This is the year of supernatural healing. Thank you for being a part of Time in the Word on this evening. Social media, we would love for you to like, to share, comment. Please stay engaged with us all service long. Also, please remember to sow into this ministry. If you don't sow, we will not grow. Take the time, sow your seed. Go to our website, PastorTonySmith.com. Click on that donate button there. You will be able to give in your own way. And please remember, Victorious Ministries can now be found at Zelle at vmiseed@gmail.com. Come back to the comments. Let us know that you have sown your seed into the house of the Lord. Now, as you are sowing, we just have a few announcements we want to tell you about. We are encouraging you to join us this Friday for intercessory prayer. It will be held at the Pastor Eddie Jackson Multipurpose Center at 4601 York Road, 7 p.m. sharp. So we hope that you're able to come out and be a part of that. And please don't forget to come and worship with us this Sunday for Double Place Sunday, 9 and 11 a.m. services. Now, of course, we're calling all of those who would like to be a part of the Den at 9 a.m. Please come out and be a part. They will also have their service at 9 a.m. at 4601 York Road, Pastor Eddie Jackson building. And this is for children ages 11 to 18. So you can call our admin office for more information concerning that at 410-433-8066. Praise God. Now, of course, Christmas is just a few weeks away, and we would love for you to come and worship with us on Sunday, December 21st. 9 a.m. will be our Children of Victory production. 11 a.m. will be our worship service. And then from there, we will be having a Christmas party. So we hope to see you in the sanctuary. And of course, we want you to join Victorious Ministries for our New Year's Eve celebration. We're going to have two services, 6 and 9 p.m. And of course, at at 6 o'clock. We're going to come together and worship the Lord. At 9 p.m., we're going to come together and worship God. But we're going to have our arts production. So we hope that you're able to join us as we enter in 2026, the year of supernatural faith. To God be the glory. We pray that you've had the opportunity to sow your seed, to like, to share, and also comment. We're getting ready to prepare for this evening service. Let's welcome our pastor, Pastor Tony Smith.
To God be the glory, and also to add to our announcements that we're going to do this Sunday at 9 o'clock. We're doing a finance class, special with those that want to transform their finances. One class only right now. By Sunday service, Pastor Marcus has got us in a position where we realize that it's not that people don't want to be financially set free. They don't know how. So we're going to have a special class this Sunday during our 9 o'clock service. So Victorious Ministry, the whole campus will be used this week. Something going on that Sunday. So we want you to register. You have to call the church to register for the class. We have limited seating, and it's so important to me that everybody get their financial status straight to move forward. And it doesn't mean you're in trouble with your finances. You just want to get everything in line with it. That even people that are active in our 9 o'clock service, if they feel free that they need that class, they could be released from the 9 o'clock service to get into that class so they can get some direction before the end of the year to become financially debt free. So we're going to be, so Pastor Marcus might be ushering and doing camera at the same time, but we're going to have the class this week. So we want everybody to, but you have to call the church. I know it's late in the evening, but maybe call and leave a message that you want to be a part of that class, and you leave your name and small information of how to get in touch with you. And the class will start Sunday morning at 9, one class. So we're having children's church, we're having the class, financial class, and of course our 9 o'clock Sunday morning service. Victory is alive and well, and we thank God for what God is doing so far. Hey, if you're here, you like, share, and comment. Take some time to like, share, and comment to be a part of what we're doing here at Victorious Ministry. But most of all, I want you share, want you give. Take time to give to Victorious Ministry, a ministry that's investing in the lives of people. We're walking in a year of supernatural miracles, because in 2026, the norm won't be enough. So we're walking in the supernatural miracles. So your giving is also launching us and put in position that we become powerful enough that we can also be a blessing to you and to one another. I don't know, somebody here must have had some yakami or some Chinese food. I've been smelling Chinese food for the last 15 minutes. So who got, is it you, who is it? Is you had Chinese food? CJ, was it you? Oh, okay, somebody's cooking some Chinese food. It's gonna be hard to do this show today. I smell a little yakami, a little something going on. Jeffrey, do you smell it? I smell a little yakami in the sanctuary. So I don't know how we're gonna get through this. You know, I'm very transparent. So, but tonight we're gonna talk about what our goals are this week, the things of we're doing some transition, looking at ourselves and making changes. And I wanna know, first, welcome everybody on the show, sorry. Just wanted to get some things out. But I wanna know, I want to ask a question to the listening audience. Have you stuck to the program this week? Like Monday, you were supposed to deal with your social media status, things that you needed to change with social media. Have you did it, or did you might not found anything? Erasing some things on your Facebook, on your phone, on your iPad, looking at the expenses of some things and saying, I don't need that all. If I'm gonna keep it, they're gonna have to lower the price. I'm gonna negotiate, or maybe just saying, I'm just gonna cut these things off until the end of the year so I can get a fresh start and moving forward into some things. You realize in life that there's some things you say you need that you just want. And that's just the fact of the matter, that you just want. What was going on Tuesday night? Tuesday was what?
Tuesday, habits and waste. Assess your habits and identify any ways. Are there any areas where you can improve?
Yeah, if you haven't done that, you can start today, the middle of the week, in the middle of the burn. But have you dealt with waste? Have some things that you really could improve? I'm going to be honest with you. I missed that yesterday because my schedule was so intense, so busy, so overwhelming mentally to me that I have to track back and maybe double back on it today and tomorrow to deal with the things that really doesn't even matter, but I'm making it matter. I remember one time I looked on my looked at my bills and realized I was paying stuff $15 a month, $10 a month that I didn't even know what it was. They were just automatically taking it out of my account, and I was mentally allowing them to take it because I did not take time to check things out, and having this waste. You ever put something in the corner and realize that you outgrew it, you outlasted, but it's still in the presence of your authority, and you won't let it go. It's just waste. It's just waste. You know, you wake up one morning and realize you bought 7 pairs of black pants, all the same size, all the same colors in the course of 5 or 6 years, just creating waste. And you're going to tell yourself what you can do with those 7 pants before you release them into the atmosphere for other people. And that makes it hard for the doorway to be open, because the same doorway that you release is now open to you receive. So you can't, if you're going to close it into releasing, you're also closing it for things to receive. How would you think about that, Pastor Marcus?
That is very important and true. Something that we don't like to do is to label things and put a name on it. And more specifically, when it comes to clothes, we don't like to realize that we are hoarders when it comes to clothes. There are things that we won't get rid of because it's in good condition, and that gives us the reason to say, I'm not going to get rid of that because this is still good, I can still fit it, I can still this. And because you can still fit it, because it's still in good condition, when you look at the space that you don't have the space or the capacity to have that and the new stuff that you have. So in some way, shape, or form, we have to learn how to condense and say, okay, I'm going to part ways with this because I now have this. Or I'm going to part ways with this, I'm going to sow this here, I'm going to give this away, I'm going to do this, because we will just keep adding and never subtract as if we have unlimited space. And that is most people's challenge when it comes to clothes.
It's not even with clothes, even with a car. You got somebody that have a car sitting on their lot and has 1 or 2 small things wrong with it, but they always going to get to it and they always going to run it. It's going to be, I'm going to drive it again, I'm going to drive it again, I'm going to drive it again, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Now it's an eyesore in the community. Now you got it covered, and every winter you got to try to buy another cover for it. And then you realize that, you know, the value is gone when you should have gave it away. You hold on to it because you felt you would have need of it down the road. My challenge used to be when I go purchase something, the way they used to get me in purchasing something is to make me think I get a better deal if I get 2. So I'll get 2 because you never know. And all these never know boxes are in my house until you just give them away, And now I'm really at that mindset where I'm just like, just give it away. Just give it away. So there's some stuff that I'm giving away that people are being blessed by, because I was foolish to think that because it's a deal, I need to take it. But when I only needed one thing, you know, it was a deal. And I realized something. If you get 2 of something, you have now lost the value of one of them. That's this. You buy 2 the same classes, you lose one, you're like, oh, I got one at home. You lose the value in it. But if you know that's all you got, you desire to just go after it and maintain it. CJ, it's good to see you today. What did you, in between these 2 days, we're going to get into Wednesday. what we're supposed to do today. I think that's going to be really impacted because it deals with our emotions. But what did you do? Did you do any changes this week, or have you seen anything direction that you did?
Yes, I'm actually doing no social media to the end of the year. Yeah.
To the end of the year?
Yeah, and now to the end of the year. Now the thing is, it's so funny because, like, I didn't delete the app. I just logged out. So now, out of habit, I find myself going back to the app, but I'm logged out. Like, oh yeah. Like, but
Don't lose that. Don't be like me and lose your login number thing. Don't be like me, because I will lose the login information in a minute. My information floating out there, and I can't even get it. So you don't want to lose your login information. But that's powerful for you, because your generation lives off of social media.
Yep.
It's a time. It deals with your time. You can say, as soon as you sit down. If your generation, as soon as you sit down, if you count to 20, the phone is now in their hand and they're now flicking because social media is valuable. Alessandra, you did anything change?
Yes. So I'm going to go back to Monday for the digital watching. So Apple services, for those who have like iPhones, they will offer you subscriptions like news and things like that for $4.99 or something. And $4.99, you're like, oh yeah, I'll, once the trial run is over, then I'll go back and, cancel it. But I found myself looking at everything that it actually added up. The trial run went away and it actually ended up being $24.99. And now each month with those Apple services, I'm paying like over $80 because I have other things that are connected to it. So I had to go in and just cancel all of the subscriptions because you honestly forget that you have those. And so I did that, cleared those things out. And something funny, you talking about like habits and ways. I'm a person that likes to get flowers or whatever. And I noticed that I had over 10 vases that I didn't even need. So it was a waste to have all of those vases there for no reason. So I did give some vases away to like the Goodwill and things like that. But when you look around and you have more than one, more than two, those things add up. And I can refer back to Pastor Marcus talking with clothing. I went in and tried on a coat yesterday because it was very cold out, and I could not fit the coat. I could fit it last year, but I can't fit it this year. So I had to go.
Yeah, things does shrink over the years.
Yes, it does. So I had to go in and try on all of the coats, and I'm going to give those coats away because they no longer zip. So, yes.
Yeah, go ahead, CJ.
I also do want to say the Apple charges and the subscription charges, we got to be careful because they be double charging. I had found that out like a little while ago.
I thought you was on a minute program. You're not on the
No, sir. No minute program. No. I wish, so my minutes could be restricted. No.
Your phone always be off then.
So Stars, anything you think of, Paramount. So what they do is you'll have a subscription, but they'll group it with another company. So if you sign up through that, thinking you're gonna get a discount, they'll charge you twice.
They charge you twice for the prescription?
For the subscription that you already have.
Because
yes.
So one program got Stars and all this together, and then another person got something else plus Stars, so you get paid for Stars twice.
And you still paying for Stars individually because you had that first.
Exactly.
And because you didn't go back and look and see, oh, this is a part of my bundle. Yep. I get this over here. Oh, I got this in this bundle. And
wow.
You start thinking you're getting a deal because this bundle, it should cost you $49.99, but we'll give it to you for $23.30. And you think you got it?
Yeah, I think we need to count the cost. Yes, I think we need to count the cost and not take things for granted that it's going to disappear or erase. I don't like when people be like, well, try this app or try this program. It's 30 days free, 6 months free. And they be like, well, then this counts it on the last day this counts it. I always tell people, my mind don't think that good. I got too many things in my life to be counting down when to cut this thing off. So I'm not gonna play with this because I've woke up and realized I did 6 months of this before I cut it off. So some things are there to entice you. And you got to tell yourself, you have to discipline yourself to say, although I might want it, I might like it, but do I need it? Because if I miss it, I'm going to miss it for real. I'll tell my phone to remind me. and then your phone black out. Or your phone don't remind you.
Exactly.
Because it's a machine.
Or you told it the wrong day.
Or you told
it's reminding you tomorrow, and today was
How
the last
about
day.
it reminds you? You don't even know what it reminds you for. You just know the alarm going off. So it's like a lot of stuff we're paying for that we need to reconsider. Then reconsider. Really have to reconsider. Even when you go get your cell phone or you upgrade your cell phone, do you really need an upgrade? Because the deal you got might be the best deal. And you upgrade to I'm still in grandfather clause mode. What do you call it?
Grandfather clause.
Yeah, I'm in that grandfather clause
But that's
because
gonna
I
be
got
gone.
the best deal.
But it's going to be gone.
And they say, well, it's gone now. Well, it's gone. You have to honorize it to actually. Well, that's why we're trying to change it. This is better. This is compatible. I don't want compatible. I want unlimited because I don't know what day I'm going to want to use a phone all day long. I might want to get on a phone call and fall asleep on the phone. I want unlimited. I don't want you to be saying, well, it's going to go down. You didn't say that in the grandfather clause. The grandfather clause got me locked in. Well, we're going to say you, that's another thing. You might save me money, but for what I use it for, it's not worth it.
Right. And you got to be careful with the grandfather clause on stuff because the clause will change. Like you said about upgrading your phone. You might have had a phone, but if you get this new phone, you can only get this discount if you have this plan.
Absolutely.
So now when you do that, now the grandfather stuff is gone, and now you start getting all these extra fees and stuff that was included isn't included. Now you got to add
You
this.
have to make sure that when you go to a cell phone and you make any changes on your phone, how would it affect you? What's now and what's normal. You're getting a nice, beautiful phone, but how much it's going to affect what I'm doing with it now, my bills, money. Everything leads down to how much you pay. That's what you got to understand. I don't care if you get the newest phone. I don't care if you get the newest deal. The bottom line is how much you're going to pay. This is the thing. You can go to a car dealership. You can go and have a car that costs $20,000. The $20,000, if you look at the $20,000, you say that's reachable. I can pay that for 5 years, pay it off in 5 years. That's not the important thing. How much the car costs is not the major thing. The major thing on what a car is when you sit down and you think you're paying $25,000 and they give you 18%, 19%, 23% interest. Yep. It's the interest on the car. So I don't care if the car's $100,000. The bottom line is, what is my interest? You have to learn to walk away from the interest, not the car price. The car price, oh man, they sell them cars for $15,000. Great deal. But you got 38% interest. You see what I'm saying? And those interests is the one that, and listen to me, they're compound daily. That's why you have to ask when you call a car dealership or call a bank, you get to ask what your payoff on your car. That's what they ask you. What day are you going to pay it off? Right. Because it's compound daily. You are paying interest on your car every day. Your house every day. So that's the thing. So when you go in there talking about they got good deals, you got to go back and find out what the interest is. Mm-hmm. If they're not giving you a good interest rate, walk away. It is better for you to buy a $5,000 car more and get lower interest than to buy a $5,000 car cheaper, but your interest make you pay another $15,000 before the year's out. You're wasting, you're blowing, you're losing.
And when people are buying cars, another thing that they usually don't consider is what your insurance is going to be. Because you're looking at, all right, I'm willing to pay this amount, but you haven't taken into account what is my insurance going to be now that I have this car. Because you might have been coming from having a car that was paid off and all you had was liability and you wasn't paying full coverage. And now that you have this car that you have to have full coverage on because it has a loan and they require certain things, now you say, oh, I can afford this $400 payment, but that $400 payment coupled with your $400 payment on your insurance is out your reach.
It's because your insurance is going to go from your community. So when you find a car, the first thing you do is call your insurance company and say, I'm getting a 2023, blah, blah, blah. Where you live at, blah, blah, blah. Oh, your insurance going to be this. Then you say, well, I moved to my mother's house in the county. They say, oh, well, your insurance going to be this. If you can prove you live with your mother, in your mother's house. I'm trying to throw some hints at people. But the Baltimore City insurance is sky high. because of the theft, because of a lot of the way the community is so high. So it is so important that you consider the interest and the insurance. Because you got a lot of people got a nice car, but they're riding dirty because they don't have insurance. See, you know what I'm talking about? When you ride dirty, because you don't have insurance. I mean, we all fell short of the glory before. You know, there's no shame in our game. So I want you to understand. So yeah, yes, you might want that 2027 Mercedes-Benz, but that insurance is going to be more than the paid car note. And you got to say it's not worth it. So you're going to have to go get that Kia, or you got to move.
Right. And I'm glad that you brought that up about the insurance part, because people don't realize that if you don't have insurance, it could be for one day. It is $150 per day that you don't have insurance, that you're charged a fee.
Yeah, you might as well sell the car. You might as well sell the car and tell me, I don't know where the car was. I ain't never have it. And start over. But I'm saying, these are the things that eat our wealth up, eat our finances, because we don't count the cost. Yeah, you looking good, but you got to understand that if you live in a certain community, the cost of insurance is going to be greater, period. And it's down the board. So you got to consider all that. Today, what's what we're doing today?
Today is emotions and reactions.
This is so good. Today we're talking about emotions and reactions. Most of us don't have any, we don't have to control our emotions. So our reactions are terrible to the things. So we lack honor, we lack respect, we lack reverence, because our feelings are the most important things. Let me tell you something. Although your feelings play a major role, the only thing that is major is who's in charge. Because they control the boat. And if you're gonna be in charge, if you're dealing with leadership, you're dealing with emotions, you're gonna be in charge. If you're dealing with family and you're gonna be in charge, you have to be mentally prepared for emotions. Because they will wear you out. They will wear you out. And I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people are separated from people because of how the people respond emotionally. So you need self-examination. So you won't have people being disconnected when they should be connected. You don't make wrong decisions when you should make positive decisions. Things like that. How did you handle emotions, CJ?
Slowly. Yeah.
Well, you slow. I thought you were gonna say something deep. You already slow, CJ. Come on now. I'm not saying you're a slow person, but you handle things with an even team pace. You really do.
Yes,
you know, the bills pay. You like, okay, I'll get to them when I get to them. You know, if you come in late for church, you walk down the aisle like you got another 15 minutes to get to the organ. So yes, your natural instinct. But this week, how did you examine? Like you explained that you ran into an issue today. How did you handle that? You don't have to explain what the issue was, but how did you handle that?
With
You recognize this is what it is.
Yeah, with patience. Of course, there's always the initial, immediate reaction to whatever's going on emotionally, but then just with grace, with maturity, with God, really, He'll give you the strength to have patience and think it through to figure out what the solution is and not just spaz out.
Yeah, want won't give you patience. Whatever you want won't give you patience. Another thing is every emotion that you create around people causes a response. And most people that can't handle their emotions really can't handle the response. You know, they really can't. What you see about that, Pastor?
The biggest challenge is most people don't know the difference from responding and reacting. So if you respond, that's calculated. That's something that you intentionally did. But if you just react, that is your initial thing that you chose to do that. And that's how people end up in crazy situations, because they're like, oh my God, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to do that, because they reacted. They didn't respond. They didn't think first. They didn't process it. They didn't do any of that. So if you are quick to respond, or you're quick to react and you don't respond, then you're more susceptible to make mistakes that you'll regret or things that you have to fix down the line. But it's important that you regulate, number one, your power. If you don't understand the power you have, then you will always give that power to someone else. Nobody can make me do anything. Everything that I do is because I choose to do it. You might do something that influences it, that encourages me to respond a certain way, but that's just like, it doesn't make sense when somebody say the devil made me do it. He didn't make you do it. He presented you an opportunity and you chose it. He didn't make you.
Or he pressured you for you to release your authority. And that's dangerous, because when someone pressures you to release your authority, now you know that that person is someone you can't trust anymore. That's what people don't understand. When you pressure people to release the authority that they have, they now is not going to give you the position to have that opportunity again. So so you're not permitted into the conversation. You're not permitted into the final results, because when you became a manipulator, you became a dominator, and you didn't have the authority. You took the authority. So you got to understand, although you're being heard, how much are you affecting the people that have to make the decision? Although you're being heard, how much are you affecting the person that have to make the decision? Because check this out, the person that have to make the decision is the one that's going to have to pay the price.
So it was interesting that we went through this, and if I could be transparent for a moment, I do believe that it can be a challenge. Of course, it's a self-discovery. So if you already know that you are going to react off of your emotions, you have to train yourself to be slow to speak. And for me, sometimes I have to take a deep breath and understand the question instead of constantly reacting out of how I feel at that moment. But I do think it is a challenge for some people. It's not as easy as we say that it is, especially if we know that it's going to be a trick of the enemy, however he chooses to do that.
CJ?
Yeah, I just want to add on to what you said. We have to... I'm just trying to figure out how to say it. Just make it a habit of really just
one more time.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Of walking like Christ. Using Christ's examples. Really just looking at Jesus Christ's life and using it as an example of how we should respond to people.
That is beautiful. You're the most spiritual person up here today.
That's
not the reality.
Yeah,
of that's what we say, but that's not the reality of Christianity. We don't walk like Christ. We only speak like Christ. We don't say consistently walking like Christ, but we will speak like Christ because it sounds good in a conversation, but it is a challenge in real life. Pastor Mark, you was gonna say something.
Our words and our physical appearance don't match a lot of times. We will say the right thing, but our face and our body language is saying something completely different, and we don't realize that. And so people get in little tiffs with other people because they're saying, I said right, but your body language and your facial expression said how you really feel. So you said the right things with your words, but what you really meant came out in your bodily expression.
Which means it's going to automatic, even if it's in a text, or because your text is expression too, which means that you're going to allow the other person to either challenge you, to avoid you, or to silence you. Either it's going to be a battle or no battle, or total silence, separation of the matter, so that's why you need to consider the cost. Is it worth it? There are some things you have to change your mind out of the mentality that if you're losing, there's got to be an enemy. And if I'm losing, I won't stop until I win. You have to get delivered from that. One of my mottos is I'll win losing. I'll win losing. Yep. You got over me and got that money, but I won. How'd you win? Because he'll never get another big deal from me again. He'll be hungry. You see what I'm saying? So you got to learn to be slow to speak. And that's this, I mean, we say that literally, to be slow to speak, but it really is deeper than that. It really means to be slow to meditate on that. You have to change your meditation. What the Bible says, whatever you think on these things, whatever lovely. He gives you a whole list, and y'all go through the whole day thinking of everything else but what's on the list. He's telling you that this list keeps your mind. For me, sometimes I get some negative responses in situations, and I just refuse to think on it. So it doesn't mean I lose value in the person or the people that sent it or said it. It just means I value my mind enough not to be meditating on it. That way I can come to see you the next day or 20 minutes later and say, hey, you ready? Y'all cool? Y'all, you my man. I'm not mad. Because I've refused to allow it to be a part of meditation. That's the key. Most of your anger, most of your frustration, most of your jealousy, all these negative emotions come from meditation.
Yep.
What are you thinking on? Most of them come from meditation. If you hate somebody, they ain't around you enough to have that much hatred. It comes from meditation.
Yep.
It comes from every time you hear that name, every time you see that person, you have meditated, which means you don't even own your own thoughts. You're being controlled by the thoughts of another person's presence. That is a weakness.
Right. And it's a level of immaturity, because especially when you start talking about from a leadership perspective, and leadership is not just church. Leadership is you as a parent. Leadership is you on your job, in your community.
Leadership is you as a male, a female. Your position is called for leadership.
Right. And when you are a leader, one of the first principles that you have to know and understand is that everything is not personal. And as a leader, you deal with other people and the emotions and the things that they deal with. And sometimes someone that did not cut you will get bled on. And you end up being bled on and you didn't cut the person. And it's because they're giving you something that they couldn't give to the person it actually belonged to. And they're just getting it out their system. And if you are not mature enough to be able to decipher and know, oh, this attitude that they giving me, it's not for me. They're just giving it towards me. And my maturity will make this a teachable moment. But not to say, oh, I don't deal with you no more, or you cut off and now I got to get back and give you what you just gave me. That's a level and a sign of immaturity, because you have to be able to see that this person is dealing with something and I'm the help. I'm the help. So whether my help is to expose it to you, that this is how you're reacting, this is what's happening, whether it's for me to show you this is what you're going through, but if I take it personal, then we're going to be at odds.
But I want to piggyback. I want to go to you, Pastor Marcus, because I do understand how we all can have our emotions and reactions, and Pastor had mentioned it as well. But I don't want to be a 50-something-year-old person acting like a 15-year-old child. You know what I mean? So how can we, I mean, because I know I have my challenges at times, but it is fearful for me to react the way I reacted when I was 19. Not at 50-something.
Well, Romans, Jesus that was dealing with the disciples. And people don't understand that when Jesus was telling the disciples to go 2 by 2 and blah, 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 and he was explaining to them to shake the dust off their feet and all that, he was trying, the revelation of this scripture is, he was trying to teach them how to handle no.
Yes.
That's the whole revelation of that scripture. That you got, this is an act of maturity when you can handle people saying no to you when you know you're right.
Right.
How to handle no. The reason why people are so out of control in their emotions is because of one word. They can't handle no. Yep. They call the word no rejection. Jesus tells you in Romans how to handle the word no when he sent the disciples out. And he says, and if they don't receive you, you got to learn to shake the stuff off.
Yep.
Because if you don't, you'll keep knocking at the door trying to prove that you're right and they're wrong. You're going to knock at the door to get even.
Right.
Jesus explained that. And one thing about discipleship that we don't teach is to learn how to be adjusted to the word no.
Yep. And that happens often because when you're not in charge, when you're not in control, when it's not your thing, it's not your vision, it's not, then you might have ideas. There's so many people who are no longer working at places that they used to work at because they had an idea that did not fit the actual person whose vision it was vision.
Who has the power, the control?
Yes. And so while it's a great idea, it's not what I want to do because it doesn't go with the vision that I have. Now, if this was your vision and you wanted to do it that way, by all means do it. And even if you feel like I am making the worst decision in the world and this is the dumbest way possible to do it, this is my thing to do.
And why get angry over my decision? Why are you getting angry because I'm not in agreement with your decision and I'm the only one I'm changing is me? You get changed, you have to change because you had hope in something or desired a movement or some way that didn't go. We have to get delivered if we're going to move in 2026 as a king, as a team. We're going to move into 2026 as the kingdom of God. We have to get comfortable with no. You don't break fellowship because you get an answer no. You don't get angry and storm out the door because nobody wants to do it your way. If you had the power for them to do it your way, you would have got it done. That tells you you're powerless. So you're dealing with, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. If we're dealing with emotions, stop bartering for relationships. Watch this, and the other person don't even know you're bartering.
Right.
I did all this for you, so well, I thought you did all this for me because that's what you enjoy and you like, and that's what you're about. I didn't think I did all this, so when it came point, I have to come back and do something for you.
Right. I didn't
That's
know
bartering.
I was indebted to you.
We should have sat down and said we're going to barter this. I'm going to the store. You're going to have to go to the mall. You have to go to the park. You didn't barter with me. You just did it and then assume that I have to now release my authority and my choices and my desire to please your moment because you bartered without me knowing.
And to your question, part of that happens because nobody checks it, right? So if nobody ever checks it, it becomes a habit. And I did it at 15 and nobody checked it, and now at 20 I'm doing it. Now at 30 and at 40 and at 50 I'm still doing it, and nobody checked it. It's going to hurt when somebody checks it at 50.
And they're going to hate you because you're going to be the 15-year-old girl.
Right.
Or the 15-year-old boy.
Exactly.
You respond as the 15-year-old
Yep.
because it never got checked at 15.
Yep.
You respond as an immature. And that's how a lot of people lose their job. They're very good at what they do. They're sharp. But when they get in a conflict, they bring that 15-year-old girl. They bring that 15-year-old boy up. But see, the problem is to call you 15 is an insult because in the mirror you look 35. You look 40. You look 50. Go ahead, CJ.
So how would you address or explain the attitude or the spirit of entitlement?
Entitlement is an act of selfishness, period. Period. When you're entitled, you're selfish. And let me tell you a sign of a person that is selfish. To justify their entitlement, they must belittle the person that has the title. So, they say, oh, she ain't all that or he ain't all that. They ain't nothing but a bum. That's a person that has a spirit of entitlement. That's a person that's very selfish in their, even though they can be a giver, they're selfish in their need, in their wants. Not in their needs. Right. They're selfish in their wants. Their wants have become so intense that their wants have become a need to them.
And entitlement is a sense of fraud, because you are acting like you have something that you actually don't. So if you take children, for example, a child that has access to a parent that has multiple vehicles feels like because I got my license, I have something to drive. You do not. You just have a license. I have vehicles that I can choose from. Your sense of entitlement is a fraud because for some reason in your mind you think because you have it, I have it.
And then they're going to challenge you about why they can't have your car to drive, and how dare you not give me this opportunity. Then they say stuff like, I'm your child. Then they go back in the history and say, you get your brother, you let your brother drive it. Entitlement will start wars. When you have a spirit of entitlement, you start war. And I'm going to tell you something else about entitlement. it has no investment. Whatever it wants it because it wants it, not because it invested in it.
And it doesn't want to work for it. It just wants it because you have it.
Yeah.
And because you have it, I have the mindset that if you got it, I got it. But it don't go the same way. If I got it, you got it. Because I got stuff that if you need it, I'm gonna say no. But I expect you to say yes when I need your stuff.
When someone has an entitlement, I've learned something about life. When people have a spirit of entitlement, they never think that your life is that busy. They don't think whatever you're doing ain't busy enough for what they want you to do. There's nothing. You can cancel everything because they're entitled to do what you want to do. It's like a child being over a friend's house and ready to come home. And you telling them you got all these things to do at work, blah, blah, blah. And they say, no, I want to come home now. Like, you need to leave the job now and come get me and bring me home, then go back to work.
Right. And entitlement is the desire for the benefit without the responsibility that comes with it. So I want to do this, but I don't want to be responsible for what it takes to do it. So, entitlement is I get you a car and then you also expect me to take care of the maintenance. You're driving it, but you want me to take it.
Even entitlement is I called you Monday, but I never valued your worth or your value to recognize that you might not return the call until Wednesday. So when I call Wednesday, then you got an attitude Wednesday because I didn't call Monday. I've learned a long time ago, your emergency does not qualify to be my emergency. Stop having relationships that think everybody's emergency should be equal to yours. When you have one, everybody can fall in line and just crumble down. Because also you're going to dictate how it's supposed to be fixed.
Right. And because you're experiencing it, it's big to you. I don't tell you that this is very small because it will hurt your feelings, but you want me to respond to it like it's as big to you as it is to me. And when you give it to me, I immediately say, this can be dealt with in 2 weeks and it will be fine. But you will suffer for those 2 weeks waiting for my response because it is the whole world to you. And even when you have those situations and you wait the 2 weeks to do it, they like, yeah, I had to wait these 2. Did you die?
And you got to keep in mind, in the 2 weeks you couldn't fix it. See, it's like when you go to the doctor and the doctor says we need to do surgery, and the doctor turns around and tell you that the surgery he's gonna do in 2 weeks. You don't like, oh no, you're not gonna do it in 2 weeks. Oh, you say, okay, doctor, because you trust the ability of the surgeon. We only do that to stuff when we deal with relationships we don't have the same respect. What's a problem to you is a minor thing to me. It's a phone call to me. I make a phone call. Matter of fact, now I didn't make a phone call. My presence would change it. So you just wait till my presence shows up. Well, you took so long, so I did it myself, and you made it worse. Then I show up and fix it, and then have to fix what you messed up because of your response to your entitlement to my response.
So maybe if we like a doctor, they're in a safe space, a hospital with security, with cameras. They went to school for however many years. They have this certificate and this certificate, which makes us feel secure with them. So what if we looked at our environment the same way? Even though, you can't see it, but you would have to put it mentally, you have to put the label on it yourself. Like Pastor Marcus, mentor, and blah, 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 PTS, mentor, Elder Sean Tall, but you see what I'm saying? Like, so maybe when we're looking at our environment, maybe we can honor it the same way if we actually look at what they are to us and what they mean to us.
But most people live their life tearing down your titles. Most people don't desire to have a relationship with you with your title. They want to have a relationship personal. Even though you can be personal with a title, because a title allows the reverence to the relationship. I was talking to Pastor Marcus today about 1 Samuel 2:30, when he said, listen, I had a covenant with you, and the covenant I had with you, is from generation to generation. But as of now, nah. Nah, that don't work no more. He says, I honor those that honor me. That's what it says in the word. Blew my mind. So you mean God changed his mind and broke the covenant? Yep. He says, I got tired of giving people and they kept on responding back the same way. So guess what? I'm going to honor those that are, read it. I'm going to honor those that will honor me. So some of y'all are not getting blessed because you lack honor. I said that Sunday. Honor. Honor will break the deal. When you lose honor, you become a beggar. I'm telling you, because you no longer have the resource to be favored. So you're now having mercy. Honor. God broke the covenant because he said, I value honor. So people don't want they want the first name basis relationship.
Yep. And also with that, you also got to take it to the fact of the emotion is really what's driving it. Because here's the thing, this sounds stupid, but it's what happens. So you wouldn't go to a tire shop to buy bread, right? Because that's not where you're going to get bread from. So in that same scenario, if I came to you for help, it's because I already knew that help was where you are. I wouldn't have come to you for help if I knew you couldn't help me. But I just don't want to honor you because I then have to humble myself and show that I need you. And when I have to humble myself and show that I need you, I am placing myself under you. And that is where the pride comes in and people struggle in that area.
Yeah, that's good, because anything that has a need, you have to come under the need. You have to come under the need, and that's a challenge for people. Most people don't mind your help. Most people don't mind your favor. Most people don't mind your abilities. They just hate being reminded. You will never stand in your real standard with anybody because most people don't like to become under something. But that's the reality of life. That's what we're coming under. Even the relationship with Christ, it's a under thing. Everything's an under thing. Submission. Reverence and submission is the key. And it don't make you weak, it makes you favored. Most people don't mind it. They don't mind you picking them up 4 o'clock in the morning and taking them to work when you didn't have a car. They just mind you sitting at the table saying, I thank God I was a blessing to be able to pick them up 4 o'clock for a year because they did not have a car. You telling people my business. See, they don't like to be under anybody. But they do value what you offer. I've seen people cuss me out and still need my help. And called it love. Because they feel it's my responsibility. Whatever the ability I had, that's key. Whatever my ability is my responsibility. If I have the ability, it becomes my responsibility. No questions asked. And that's dangerous. I have the ability, but it's not my responsibility. I choose what becomes my responsibility. And you can't get angry. So you got to control your emotions. You want to say something?
It's really a question, but because of all of these emotions and all of these things, how we feel, this can become a generational curse. Is that correct? If a person sees you a certain way.
Life is real. And this is what life is, even with faith. Cause and effect.
Yep.
Whatever effect you're getting out for what you said, it's because of how you presented it. It's how you present it. If you sit at a table with 6 people every day, and one day you got at that table and cussed everybody out, and they came back to lunch at the same table, and all 6 people stopped talking, it's because of cause and effect. Life has causes and effect. Yep. You have to, that's why the Bible says be slow to what? Speak. The biggest damage is not your accidents. The biggest damage is your mouth. Your mouth do more damage than listen, a woman, I'm not gonna say a woman, people can accept you pushing them and down the road forgive you, but cannot forgive what you said for years. For years. Because people don't put value in what they say. But the person that receives it put much value. See what I'm saying? So you got to understand that the reason why people are responding to you is because of cause and effect.
And that is a perfect elementary understanding of a generational curse. It's a cause and effect. It is someone making a bad decision that could have just been a sin, but because they did not correct it and then taught it to other people, it then became a cycle that generationally kept going, and multiple people in multiple generations kept repeating this cycle. That's how we learn. So when we hear people use the term or the word culture, that's the way we learn. In your house, you do this, and so you grow up doing that, and then you grow up and you get a family and you teach them the same thing, and that is the culture that they come from. And so people might say, oh, they ghetto. It's just that's the culture. They weren't exposed to anything different.
It's just a simple word is yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. You get a child that says yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and you get a child that doesn't know how to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. It's because of what they were taught. They were untaught that. So if I go up to Jeffrey, he's like, yeah. That's what he was taught. I go to another person, yes, sir. That's what they was taught. And listen, wherever you're taught is what you're going to get the response from. People lose jobs because they don't know how to say sir.
Yep.
Because no one taught them, because maybe somewhere in your family generation, they cut it off because saying sir was an act of submission.
Yep.
And most people don't like to be submitted.
And people who have a twisted mindset will mistake submission with oppression and think that being submitted means that you are oppressed.
That's the slavery mentality. Submission just means two things. One is an act of reverence. Watch this. And two is you don't have to be carrying all the responsibility. When you submit under something, then that becomes the responsibility. Simple as that. And that's the key. That's why it's hard for a child to disrespect their parents, right? And come back home, because the first thing you got to do to come back home is what? Submit. Then they have a struggle with that word being under something. So they rather go out and stay with Billy Joe, date girls they hate. They know they're ugly, but they stay over there because that's the only place that's going to let them stay at the house. She got 6 kids, but it's okay because I got a free room until that don't work out. And then they have to come back to the house and they have to come back submitting. Let me break something else down. If you don't know how to reverence to submission, submission will tear down your mind. Fighting submission will tear down your mind and you'll go through mental challenges because of how you believe. It's the guy out on the street that can't get a job, that has an intelligent mind, but is always debating on the corner, is because he doesn't want to submit. So he'd rather be a bum with an intelligent mind, but have no goals or responsibilities. He's always telling his story.
Submission is simply being exposed to something different. And people struggle with submission because they are afraid of losing what they feel is their power. But when you submit your power and submit to something, you will be exposed to something that you did not have access to, which expands you.
Partnerships. Submission creates partnership, but in order to create partnership, watch this, you have to release some of your authority to come under it. You have to release some of your authority. Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that in another way. Submission, just adding on, is dying to yourself. And most times when you submit to something, it doesn't 100% align with what you think and how you feel. So you must die to yourself to fully submit.
And you got to come to reality that a lot of yourself you don't like in order to be able to submit. You got to tell yourself, I don't like this about me. If you're not going to change, if you're not going to control your emotions today, it's because you will not face the fact of things you don't like about yourself. You looking at things that you don't like that happens to you. but you ain't being honest with yourself to say you don't like the way you do some things are responding to your life because of how you respond today.
And you can't make an excuse for it either. You know, you can't blame it on anything else. You have to really self-examine and take full accountability of your words, your actions, your thoughts. You know,
self-examine just simply means leave everybody out the room and look at everything that's affecting your life and find out where you at in it. You're not the victim. Even if you've been victimized, there's a part of you that can grab his own strength back. You can grab your own strength back. You know, that's the difference between this generation and generation before. We pay people to keep us bound. The generation before said, I got to get out of it because guess what? Ain't nobody going to change it until I change it. And that's what made a woman, watch this, that has 7 kids, raised them kids by herself. And today you got a woman with 1 child and she giving it to the grandmother saying, I can't take care of them. That's the truth. I don't know what's going on tonight, but that yakami sure enough smell good. And we got 2 minutes left on this show. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the church going on and what's going on in this church, but it sounds like a Chinese church today, yakami, whatever it is. But I'm telling you, if you're struggling, if you still, when you're doing your self-evaluation and you still keeping things on the shelf because of how people did you or how you feel about this, or this person didn't want you, or that person did this, or that person ain't give you what you want, you're not self-examining yourself. You're examining the situation and leaving other parties in it. That's the truth. That makes sense?
Absolutely. And we do it all the time because we always want to find someone to blame. We always want to find something to put it on instead of taking accountability. Because just like what CJ was saying, you have to examine yourself and you have to take accountability for it and take other people out of the equation. Because this is what happens. I like this about me, but in order for me to give this to you, it's going to come with this other 30% that I don't like and I'm ashamed of. But I just want you to get this 25% that's good. And I don't know how to separate the part that's good from the other part that's contaminated because I won't do self-evaluation.
Well, I'll tell you something good. I got 1 minute, but I'll tell you something good. It's like if I bought CJ play the keyboard and then I bring another keyboard player in, right, to stand with them or in front of him to play. CJ will choose to hate the keyboard player that's only coming to do his job than to have an issue with me. People do that a lot. They'll begin to hate the things that come to do the work instead of knowing that they wouldn't be able to do the work unless the person is in charge gave them the authority. But then you don't want to hate me. You know why you don't want to hate me? Because he still wants the work relationship with me. He don't want to destroy the work relationship with me. So he'd rather destroy the unity with one another. Most of us are that immature that we rather destroy the unity so we can keep the work relationship with other people. My time is up. I love you. Hope to see you this Sunday, Double Play Sunday. Don't forget we're doing a lot of things. 4 things are happening. The class, please call if you want to be a part of the class. Time is up. I got to get out of here. But the class is this Sunday. God bless you. Bye-bye.